Yo, what's up YouTube? I hope all of you are having a great day so far. As you guys know, Warzone is coming to Cold War very soon, so because of that I thought it would be a good idea to make a video on what I think are going to be the best guns in Warzone. So in this video I will be pretty much breaking down what I think about when I'm trying to make a very good class. Dude, these notifications, it's like when I don't push record in a while, it's like right when I push record, all the notifications start to come in, so when I'm not recording for a while, they just kind of get backed up. So I just gotta sit here for about 10 minutes and just wait for these subscribers to pass by. You know, honestly I don't mind it, but I kind of want to record and make videos. Dude, see, I can't record. I can't do anything. Can't speak. Thank you though, the homie, Lil Monkey. Thank you. Okay, so I think that is all of them. Never mind. So this video is just going to consist of me going through all the guns, trying to see which ones I think will be the best in Warzone, and then what's going to be like the #1 class in Warzone. So I think that's everything I need to say, so let's get right into this video. So the way I'm going to be doing this is I'm just going to go through all the primaries, all the submachine guns, and just pick out which one I think is going to be the best. I'll first go through and like say which ones I think would be the best. Then out of those ones, I will pick out the best one, and then I'll make a very good class with that I think will be the #1 class in Warzone. And just before I get into this class, I want you guys to go down to the comment section and comment which gun you think will be the best. Don't comment like all the perks and the lethals and the secondary. Just leave a comment of which primary weapon you think will be the best in Warzone. And while you're down at the comment section, make sure you hit the like button on the video. It helps me out a ton. And if you're new to the channel and you want to get better at Call of Duty, make sure you hit that subscribe button because that's all of my content is about. But without further ado, let's get right into this. So the primaries. So I assume it's probably going to be one of the LMGs. Out of the LMGs, I'm going to say the Stoner is going to be the best LMG out of these three. And I'm just saying LMG because typically those are going to have the most ammo, and they have a decent fire rate, and they're pretty easy to control, and those are like the things that you want to look at when you're trying to build like a Warzone class, because you just want lots of ammo because the enemies have armor plates, so it takes extra bullets to knock your enemies. So it's very good to have a high capacity mag, and you want the fire rate to be very good because if you're shooting people at longer distances, you're not going to hit every bullet, so it's nice when you have a very high fire rate, so you have more chances of actually hitting the enemy. And on top of that, you want to make sure each bullet is doing enough damage. You could have a high capacity gun, shoots extremely fast, but if it doesn't do that much damage, it's not going to really matter. For example, the M13 is a laser. There's no recoil, it's super easy to hit your shots, but it doesn't do that much damage per shot, so that's why people don't really like it. And that is why people like maybe the Kilo or the Bruin more, because there's not as much recoil and each bullet does hit a lot, and you can put a pretty high capacity mag on there. So out of the LMGs, I think the Stoner is going to be it. For the snipers, I feel like the HDR will probably be meta. I don't know how they're doing, if they're like having two separate playlists or if they're mixing it together, but I don't really think there's going to be a sniper meta for the Cold War side of things, just because they're all kind of trash. Like, they're not bad, but they're not like better than the HDR or AX50 in my opinion. Or the Car 98, that one's super good. That one's like faster than the Pungtung and probably does the same amount of damage, so I don't think a sniper is going to be meta for Cold War. Tactical rifles, depending if they get nerfed or not. So the M16 and the AUG are very, very good rifles, well, tactical rifles. So I feel like they are going to get nerfed really bad because they are extremely good. They're the two best guns in the game right now. You literally can one burst someone with the M16 or the AUG. Like, it's super OP. So that's why I think they're going to nerf them to the ground and make them like almost unusable. But if they don't nerf them too bad, I think maybe the AUG might be meta, or the M16 has a higher fire rate and does almost the same damage. So probably the M16, just so you can miss a couple bullets. So probably for the tactical rifles, I'm going to say M16 if it doesn't get nerfed, but it'll probably be for more skilled players. For like a newer player, they probably won't want to do the M16 because it's going to be hard to hit their shots. Like for me, it's pretty easy. For my girlfriend, it's kind of hard for her to use this gun because it's hard for her to be accurate, and you have to be very accurate to be good with this weapon. So that's it for the tactical rifles. Now let's get into the submachine guns. So MP5 is very good, as we all know. So I'm going to say MP5 for sure. Oh yeah, we want to make sure all the guns have a very high velocity. If they have a very slow velocity, the bullets are going to take a long time to reach the enemy. And in Warzone, you're usually fighting people across the map where you actually can see the bullets in the air. So you want to make sure those bullets are reaching the enemy as fast as possible. And to do that, you need a very high velocity. So you want to make sure you have all those other characteristics I was talking about, plus a very high velocity. So the MP5 is pretty good. It's still one of the meta weapons of the game. So I'm going to say MP5 will probably be a popular secondary. Milano has a really bad velocity, so I don't really see people using it. Sorry if this reflection is bad. I just really like wearing these glasses, and a couple of you guys like me wearing the glasses too, so sorry if the reflection annoys you. For the AK-74U, I think the AK-74U will be a meta weapon. I think this is going to be the most dominant SMG. I have a feeling it's going to be Stoner and then AK-74U. Next up is the KSP. I don't really see the KSP being too good in Warzone. It's not even that good in the regular multiplayer. Then we got the Bullfrog. I could see this being pretty good because you can pop a really big mag on this that you can still ADS very quick with, but I just think the AK-74U is overall better, so that's why I think it's going to be better for the Warzone meta. Now let's go over to the assault rifles. So a lot of these assault rifles could actually be pretty good. FFR could be good. This might have been the meta weapon, but they nerfed it to the ground about 2 weeks ago, so FFAR is horrible. Next is the QBZ. QBZ is actually a really good weapon. I could actually see this being one of the dominant ARs. So right now in the assault rifle category, I'm going to say the QBZ is the best. Next up is the Krig. The Krig has less recoil than the QBZ, and I think it has a higher damage. And so I'm going to say Krig is better than the QBZ. Next up is going to be the AK-47. So this is going to be kind of hard to pick. I think the Krig and the AK-47 are going to be the two meta weapons. I think maybe for respawn, AK-47 is better just because it has a high fire rate, I believe. So for multiplayer, I believe the AK-47 is going to be better. I don't really know why. It just feels very good in multiplayer, and the Krig just feels a little bit too slow for me. But that could be just because I'm a very aggressive player. I like to be in the enemy's face, and the Krig is a slower firing weapon. So it's a little bit harder to rush with the Krig, but like medium and long range, the Krig is probably better than the AK-47. Just the AK-47 kind of works out in every single situation, so that's why I like that more. But in Warzone, if you have like a SMG as your secondary, that's not going to matter. So I'm going to still say the Krig is going to be better. Then we got the XM4. I don't really see the XM4 being too popular. The Stoner is actually just as good as the XM4, just has more ammo and it's a little bit slower and it's easier to control. So the only downside is that it is very slow. Like it's like the ADS on it, it's like, oh my gosh, like it's super fucking heavy, but it's so nice to use. So I don't really see the XM4 being popular. But for the ARs, I'm going to say Krig, SMGs, AK-74U, tactical rifles, M16. Light machine gun, Stoner. If I had to pick a sniper, the Pellington, because you're always going to be going for headshots. No one really goes for the body shot, and both of these guns can get a one shot, one kill, and I think they both have a pretty good velocity, and so that's why I'm going to go with the Pellington. Next up for these secondaries, so the pistols, I don't really see these being popular. I know the Magnum dual wield is pretty good, or the Diamati, I believe that's how you say it. That dual wield's pretty good, but I don't see them being better than like a Gallo, for example. I think the Gallo might be a very underrated weapon. In just the Dirty Bomb mode, you can kill someone in like 3 bullets, so I believe the Gallo might actually be a very good option. The Hauer, probably not, just because it's a pump shotgun. Those usually don't do too good in Warzone. Gallo's just semi-automatic, can almost do the same amount of damage as the Hauer, so I'm going to go with the Gallo, especially if you put on the task force barrel. That's going to increase your damage by 81%, allowing you to get one shot, one kills at very close range with this gun. Next up for the launchers, don't see these being popular at all. They shoot marshmallows. Melee, that's different, and then I don't see this being popular either. So I think I went through every gun now. Now let's go over what's going to be the best class in my opinion. So for the primary, I believe the Stoner is going to be the best one, and so I'm going to put the Stoner. But if you guys are a Warzone player, you will kind of know what I'm doing. If you're not a Warzone player, you're going to be a little bit confused. So I'm going to put on the Gunfighter wildcard, and then I'm going to have 8 attachments on this. And then for the secondary, some of you guys might be like, no, why don't you do a Lawbreaker, and then you can put the AK-74U as your secondary. Then bada bing, bada boom, you got a very good Warzone class. But no, so if they're doing it like how they're doing Warzone right now, where there's loadout boxes, so this will be the very first class that you choose. And then once you get to a second loadout, you'll pick the AK-74U class, but then your Stoner will fall on the ground, so then you can pick up your Stoner while you have your AK-74U, and then you'll have a maxed out AK-74U and a maxed out Stoner, and you'll have the perks you want. So that's why you want to do it like this. Might be a little bit confusing, but I will explain it more maybe when Warzone comes out if more people have questions, but generally most people know about that. So before I do the attachments, I'm just going to put the gun on here. So I got the Stoner. I'm going to do a secondary as the Gallo. Tactical, I believe the Stun is going to be pretty popular. That's probably going to be the most popular. The Lethal, I'm going to say probably C4, since you can throw it pretty far, and that's why it was really good in Warzone. Field upgrade, I don't know if they're going to be doing field upgrades, probably not, so I'm just going to leave this blank, maybe trophy system, just so you can throw it on cars, but I don't believe that we're going to actually have a field upgrade. For the starting perks that you're just using before you get the second loadout, let's do maybe Flat Jacket probably. And then perk 2, let's do, this one's actually kind of hard. Maybe Quartermaster, so we can get the C4 back and the stuns back. Yeah, I'm going to go with that. And then for perk 3, ooh, Ninja's probably going to be nice so you can sneak up on people. Or Gung Ho, this one's going to be very nice. For sure not Ghost for the starting one, because not too many people are going to be popping UAVs. They're trying to get their second loadout, so probably not Ghost, but it's going to be between Gung Ho and Ninja. So I think for the starting class, let's go with Ninja. So that's going to wrap it up for the overview. Now let's get into the Stoner loadout. So for the optic, I was playing with my girlfriend last night and we were playing Dirty Bomb. ammo. And there was a certain optic that I was using that was actually very good. I think it was the Royal Cross. This one's actually a very good scope, I believe. And then next up for the muzzle. So you usually want to do a suppressor, but you don't want to decrease your effective damage range too much. But I think since we are going to have A attachments, might as well throw on something that's going to conceal yourself. So let's do the agency suppressor, and then I think there's a barrel that bumps up the cons. And so we're going to get the muzzle flash concealment, and then we're going to get lots of help to our vertical recoil control. And then so the barrel that we're going to throw on is the task force barrel. So the only cons is that we're going to lose some ammo, but we get 100% to our bolt velocity, 100% to the effective damage range, and 10% damage. So this one's going to be a very good barrel to use. Next up for the body. I don't really know what to do on the body yet. Let's skip that. But we know since this one took down lots of ammo, we need to throw on a bigger mag. So let's do salvo. I'll test this out in a custom game because the ADS might be too slow, because overall on the stoner it has a very slow ADS. So we got the salvo mags on there just so we can reload fast. We got tons of ammo. I feel like that's actually going to be so good. 125 round fast mag. Oh my fucking god, that's actually going to be god tier in Warzone. But so now we need to get some more recoil control, since we're only having the muzzle control the recoil. And a very good one for this is the field agent grip. And so for the handle, let's do an airborne elastic wrap. We're going to be a little bit slower on the sprint to fire speed and the shooting movement speed, but that's okay because we get 30% to the ADS speed, which is awesome. We really need that on this gun. 90% to the flinch resistance, and we can aim while going prone. And so we got these now. Let's do a stock. I think the radar pad's gonna be very good. 30% to the sprint to fire speed, and 40% to the aim walking movement speed, so we can strafe, which is very helpful in Warzone. Are losing a lot of our hip fire accuracy, so that's just gonna leave it up for the body. Could do this one, and then in the end we're only losing 10%, but I kind of want to do like a reveal distance. I feel like they're not gonna let you do flashlights, and so let's just say, because the flashlights are just like really OP actually, like you can see people from really far away. I don't really see them letting us use that in Warzone, so maybe if they do let us know, we don't want anything that's gonna lose the ADS speed, and this one does sprint to fire speed, so maybe if they let us do a spotlight, I'm gonna say this attachment, but if not, you should just run the steady aim laser. And I actually don't know if they're gonna let us do 8 attachments like this. It might be just 5 again. I really don't know, but I think for sure it's gonna be like stoner AK-70 for you. And then so for the gallo, let's go through this one. So on the muzzle, you don't really want a muzzle in here because these are going to make it so your pellets are like have a wider spread, and you always want them to be as tight as possible. So these ones aren't going to be good, and you don't want a suppressor that's just going to decrease your sprint to fire speed and your effective damage range. And so I don't think any muzzles going to be good on this gun. For the barrel, you want to do the task force just so you get an increase your damage, allowing you to get those one shot one kills. For the body, you want to do a 5MW laser. In the magazine, the 12 round, and then handle doesn't really matter. Do speed tape, and then for the stock, you want to do the no stock attachment. So right here, I think this is going to be the meta class that you start with. And now let's get into the second class. This class right here, I think this is going to be like the meta class. If you can use it like this, I think this is going to be like the meta. Hey, calm down. I'm trying to make a video. Thank you, Cbass R6 for the subscription though. I appreciate it. But so anyway, so this is the first class that you will choose right off the beginning. And then once you get to your second loadout, I feel like people are going to pretty much keep it the same. But the second one's going to be obviously an AK-70 for you. And then wild cards, you're going to do a perk read, so you can get 6 perks. And then you have the AK-70 for you. Your stoner will fall on the ground. You pick up the stoner. Then you have 6 perks and 2 primaries. So I think tactical mask and flat checker are going to be the 2 most popular ones. Lots of people are going to be running stuns and flashes because there isn't a heartbeat sensor. So you want to make sure you run a tac mask and a flat jacket. Perk 2, this one is a little bit difficult. I think at least quartermaster, and then the rest doesn't really care. I don't really see them having gearhead in here because that's about the field upgrades. And then maybe scavenger. Yeah, probably scavenger, so you can pick up like C4, so you just don't have to wait that 25 seconds. Or you could do tracker if you're trying to follow people. I think it's going to be these 2 are the most popular. And then perk 3, it's going to be ghost or gung ho. Maybe if lots of people in your squad are running ghost, you don't really need everyone to run ghost, so you could do gung ho. And so it's just going to be for sure ninja, and then between gung ho and ghost. Then the secondary and the lethals and stuff are all going to be the same. Now let's get into the AK-70 for you loadout. But before we do this, let's slap on this diamond. There we go. We got that sexy diamond on there. So we only got 5 attachments, so I'm just going to run it like my multiplayer class. So let's do the Grease Suppressor just so you get recoil control and muzzle flash concealment. And since this will be your second class that you pick up, you're not going to be really using that range, so I think it's okay to have this suppressor. And then for the barrel, probably going to do the Reinforce just because it's right in the middle. It's very good to your effective damage range and your bolt velocity, and the suppressor took down some of that bolt velocity. Then for the underbarrel, we need to do the Spetsnaz grip since that helps you control your recoil a ton. Then maybe a Greer elastic wrap just so you can ADS very quick and you could drop shot. And so we got 4 attachments on here. But the last one, maybe it's going to be like a fast mag mag, but you do lose lots of your ADS speed. A laser would be very good just so you can hip fire, or maybe like a no stock so you can have a high sprint fire speed, but you don't want to lose your hip fire accuracy. So this one's actually going to be a very hard pick. So I'm thinking since you kind of need more ammo, you're going to really need a bigger mag, so probably the 40 round mag. And I think that is going to wrap it up for this video. So I think those are going to be the meta weapons in the meta class in Warzone. Let's see how they do it. I honestly don't know how they're going to combine the two. I feel like it's just going to be a big mess. But if you guys made it to this point and you're not subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And if you made it to this point and you haven't hit the like button, I'd really appreciate if you could hit the like button. I think that is everything I wanted to go over, so I hope all of you have a great rest of your day. Hopefully we all enjoy Warzone, and I'll hopefully see you in my next video.